Hello everybody, welcome back to X111. Once again, we are set here in the Flyjsim-8 Q400, otherwise known as the Q4XP. The link for the aircraft will be in the description of today's video. Today will be a quick start tutorial, as you can see in the title of the video. And yeah, let's just jump into the cockpit and we'll get this thing ready for startup. So what you first are going to do is jump uh, up onto your overhead panel, and here you can see a section with this yellow outline around it called a DC control. What you first are going to do is click the furthest right button in this little section called the battery master, turn that on. You can then turn the next one on called main bat, turn that on, and we'll turn on the aux bat, which is this one right here, turn that on. Standby bat can also come online. We can go ahead and that's pretty much it for the overhead panel right now. We can quickly go ahead and turn on our recircuit fans, which is for the circulation. We can turn on no smoking and fasten seatbelt sign. We'll go ahead and arm our emergency exit lights. That's pretty much it for up there right now. We can go over here and we can brighten up the screens. The way you do this is to use these little knobs here. Right here you can see I'm scrolling on the PFD one, and this screen will brighten up. We'll do that on the MFD as well. We'll get the COM one here on, and then we'll get the rest of the screens brighten up on the side as well. To start up this FMC, you just click on, and then it will do a little self-test, as well as on these screens. The T you see here, the screen's doing a little self-test. We can turn on the center screen right here, which will be this right here, the called the EDBRT, or the engine display brightness. Go ahead and we'll do that. You can see that doing its self-test. I can then go ahead and turn on our radio stacks on these little knobs right here. And then what we want to do, so we don't completely drain the battery, we'll go down here to our EFB, or the electronic flight bag of this airplane. So to get the ground power connected, we'll go ahead and we'll click connect GPU. Now you can hear that roaring up. To get the APU power going, we'll turn the external power switch to on. So now you will have power from the APU. And we can go ahead and we'll switch this little knob right here called anti-skid. We'll put it to on. For the sakes of the quick start tutorial, I will not go through the FMC. I will maybe do that in another video. So, before we start out the airplane, we're gonna go ahead and load it. So to do that, you're gonna jump back here down to the EFB in this load menu. Gonna hit select load. Right now I have not got any flight plan in, and this is just for the tutorial sakes, so I'm just gonna go through this. Here you can see your total packs right here, and then you can see how much weight your packs will give you, basically. Next to the cargo, here's the aft cargo hold, main cargo hold, and forward cargo hold. And you can use these, basically these dots here, and drag them back and forth to control how much cargo you want. Here you can see your en route time, so this you can change depending on how long your routing is. Here you can control your fuel. Right now we have 1,329 kilograms of fuel on board. We can use this little round thing here to control it. And as you can see, when I move these cargo and everything, my zero fuel weight will move. You can also control the zero fuel weight right here, depending on what your flight plan says. To load the airplane, we're gonna Actually, for tutorial sakes, I'll just go ahead and do a very little load, just so it will do it a bit faster. Go ahead and we'll hit load summary. You don't really need to worry about this. If you want to plug it in, you can always go ahead and do that if you want to. Let's go ahead and we'll hit confirm load, and then we will start loading. So now the airplane will start loading, and you see packs coming on board. You'll see fuel. Here's the TFW, total fuel weight. You can see a passenger, and Christina can soulless. While we wait for this to load, there's not really much else to do. You can go ahead and use up the autopilot panel. Yeah, I'll talk to you when the airplane is loaded. So now we're back. The airplane is loaded. We have got all our packs and everybody is on board. You can see we have 14 passengers out of 14. We've got our zero fuel weight on board and our total fuel weight. So now we are all loaded up. So if you go outside here, you can see our doors, everything is closed. We are good to go. So to start this, we will go ahead and we can turn our beacon over to red because we are now ready for startup. What you want to do for start is to select. Here you can see a select switch. So we're going to start engine number 2 first. So we'll move this to 2. And then we'll hit start feather. You can see this will show start. We're now going to look for around 15% or 15 RPM. We're going to hold this up and put it to start feather. You can now see the engine is pulling up. So now the engine is feathered, and we'll quickly put this to taxi, just so we won't get our little lift spoilers up. We got one good start. To start number 1, you'll do the exact same thing over again. Select number 1, which is the engine we want to start. Hit start. Watch for around 15%, 15 RPM. We'll hold this up, and there you go. Now you put this to start feather. Now you can see your engine number 1 is starting. Now when we got our engines feathered, we can go ahead and we'll go upstairs again. Gen 1 and 2 is on, so we'll disconnect the external power. Get our bleed airs 1 and 2 on, and that's pretty much it for the start there. We can then disconnect our GPU, and then we'll call for push. You can obviously start your engine. You can of course start engines while pushing, but then you have to have the APU on. I'm just gonna push to face this way.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
And now the tow will go. And just at V speed for takeoff, you'll hit right below the speed tape right here, and you'll just click it. There you go. Gonna be a V1 of 106, V rotate of 108 knots, and a V2 of 115. So, I'll wait for him to connect.
Here comes the pushback.
So now the guy is connected. It will start our push. So now all we want to do is push our levers here. Put them all the way up to max. See, it's now all the way up to max. You can hear your engines roaring up. There you go, now the engine is stabilizing. We can go ahead and we'll turn on this, called the standby hydraulic pressure and PTU control. And also to test our hydraulic isolation valve. We'll just hit this, you can see it is rising, then we'll close it again, and you can see it's coming down. And then close this, and then one more thing we want to do, go ahead and we'll turn on our tank 1 aux pump, tank 2 aux pump, and auto feather. That's what you have to have on for your departure. And then you're going to turn all this off after departure, but that's we're not going to care about that in this tutorial. So pretty much now our engine is started. We are going to fire it up. As you can see, my yoke is moving up, but not to the side. To do that, you hit this, and now you can move your yoke freely. So this is basically a control lock. So when he's done pushing, when he's disconnected, you can go ahead and onto the runway, and that's it for the tutorial here. So now he's connecting, disconnecting. We've got the airplane fully fired up, and that was it for this quick start tutorial. If you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful, dropping maybe a like and a subscribe would be absolutely incredible, and it will help me out lots. So I'll maybe make more of these tutorials in the future if you guys like them. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this airplane, and I will link the airplane down in the description if you want to pick it up.